So I wanted to respond to this comment and this commenter in particular because she and I have actually had a lot of conversations about this TV show Wednesday, and she's one of the few wylers that I haven't blocked on my page, mostly because she does have some like nuanced perspectives about Tyler and like isn't just like a complete apologist for him. And she also has said that she's a feminist. So I want to respond to this in particular. I want to respond to you because I want to challenge you to recognize that just because a show does not portray something as being serious when it comes to male violence against women doesn't mean that we as women, as feminists, as intelligent viewers who are capable of forming our own opinions outside of what the showrunners want us to form as our opinions, can't view it seriously. Because I hate to break it to you, but most media does not take violence against women seriously. And not just shows about Wednesday Addams, not just fantasy shows. You can't just say, oh, it's just because she's Wednesday, it's just because it's a fantasy. No, this is common in all of media. If you ever watched the TV show Game of Thrones, you will know there is a lot of violence against women in Game of Thrones, a lot of SA. And one of the major criticisms of that show is that the men who created that show, because again, men create most media, including Wednesday, never took the SA of the female characters seriously. And in fact, they romanticized it and they schmexualized it. And this is incredibly, incredibly common in media made by men. There is a whole form of media known as PORN that is almost 90% men being violent to women, and men get off on that. Okay? So do we really want to take men's opinions of male violence against women as the baseline for how we should interpret the seriousness of it in media? I don't think so. And the reason why I know that it's misogynistic rather than just staying in line with the interpretation of the Addams family in general is because the show humanizes Tyler in a way that it doesn't humanize Wednesday and Enid. Now, a lot of people say Wednesday and Tyler are meant to be soulmates because they both have this darkness and they both like enjoy the similar things, right? But the same people who say that, they are like up in arms about the fact that Francoise slapped Tyler, and they make a big deal out of it, which is taking Tyler seriously as a human being. And then at the same time, they excuse Tyler putting Wednesday in a coma. If the show were actually not misogynistic and it wanted to like take violence lightly and not make a big deal out of violence, it wouldn't make a big deal out of the things that Tyler has experienced, right? Tyler would also be dehumanized the same way that Wednesday has been dehumanized. It wouldn't be a big deal when Tyler's mom slaps him. In fact, it would be a funny joke. And we wouldn't see scars all over Tyler's face. Like, hate to break it to you, but the reason why the show has decided to depict Tyler's scars from his battle with Enid, but not depict Enid's scars, is misogyny. One, it's because female characters are never allowed to have imperfections, right? Like, we know that women are told that they are not beautiful if they have imperfections on their skin, like a scar. Meanwhile, when men have scars, it's seen as sexy. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is I absolutely believe that the writers and the director of this show are showing Tyler scars because they want you to feel sorry for him. Even though you shouldn't, because Tyler deserves to have those scars. Tyler tried to kill Wednesday at the end of season 1. He would have never gotten those scars if he hadn't tried to kill Wednesday, and Enid had jumped in to protect her, to defend her, and to save her life. And so Tyler deserves every single scar that he got from Enid. Meanwhile, if Enid had not mentioned in that one scene that she had scars, we would never even know that she has them. Now, maybe she covers them up with makeup, but I think it's a deliberate choice on the part of the writers to not show her scars at any point. She could have literally lifted her sleeve up and shown scars all over her arm in that scene, but she didn't do it. They did not want to show scars on Enid. And part of that is because they don't want you to take what Tyler did to Enid as seriously as they want you to take what Enid did to Tyler. And this is a concept called himpathy. And if I haven't explained this on my channel yet, like hopefully you listen here and like you understand this concept if you've never heard of it before. But there is a concept in feminist discourse called himpathy, which is the fact that our society has more empathy and more sympathy for men than it does for women. We know that this is a fact. This is why literal perpetrators, male perpetrators, get more empathy than female victims. And people always blame and judge female victims, right? And so a show deciding that it's going to portray scenes of violence like Francois slapping in a serious manner, and also portray the scars that a man has from being in a battle, but not show the scars that a woman has, and not take the violence against women seriously, and portray the coma as if it wasn't a big deal. That's an active choice, and it is a choice rooted in misogyny. It's rooted in this idea that women can be harmed over and over and over again by men, and at the end of the day, they're just like plastic. They're not human, right? Women and girls are not human. You can harm them over and over again. They're like Barbie dolls. You can pull their arms out, pull their legs out, pull their hair out, like knock their eyes out of their socket. And at the end of the day, they're just going to smile at you and still be there to serve all of your needs and look pretty. That is the way that a lot of men see women and girls. And as much as we love the show Wednesday, we have to recognize this show was primarily created by men. And we can criticize our problematic faves. I do that all the time on this channel. I have a lot of criticism for Taylor Swift. Obviously, I kind of fucking love Taylor Swift, right? Like, it's pretty obvious I'm kind of obsessed with Taylor Swift. And at the same time, I criticize her a lot because we can criticize our faves, right? We can criticize our problematic faves. And just because the show is telling you that Tyler putting Wednesday in a coma doesn't matter and you shouldn't take it seriously, doesn't mean that you, as a thinking woman, a feminist with a brain, should interpret it that way.